This is the West Side Lake District, home to some of the most extreme environment in the UK, as well as the tallest mountain in England. This is the official start to the Lake District adventure. We've just gotten in the car and Tom has lost his phone.
And we're going home.
And we're going back to his house to try and find it. Sunset is setting beautifully. We have 3 hours and 45 minutes. Tom's lost the plot. He's been laughing for the past half an hour. Very good.
Wow, it stinks.
Very nice. It's his cologne.
Shit is not allowed.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have entered Cumbria. The expedition has officially made it out of the DMs. We're stopping at the services. Exciting times. We have arrived at
The base of Scafell Pike.
the base of Scafell Pike in Wasdale Head. What time is it?
It's currently 9:53. In about 10-15 minutes we shall start our ascent and
we'll begin the climb.
begin the climb. Right, let's go set up everything.
Let's
congregate at the boot with everyone else.
Yes, okay. We've begun the climb. 3 hikers coming down the mountain. Didn't expect to see people so late up here. Second group of tourists just behind us. Obviously nowhere near as serious as us. Yeah, we've got to attempt to beat them on the summit to the way there. So we're camping on the peak sort of closest.
I want to clarify, we are having a small 7-hour break.
Yeah, yeah.
No breaks.
No breaks, obviously. But we're camping on Lingmell, which I believe is sat at around 750, almost 800 meters, around that. And this river that we're right next to now goes all the way up, so that's going to act as our water source when we get there. Turn that so you can actually see me. So I can't see the floor now. Yeah, can't see anything. But basically, that is it. We're going to push for the camp and set up the tent. We have borrowed a tent from school, so 50-50 whether we actually survive this night or not. Hopefully we do. It's meant to be a bit windy, not much rain, which is a good thing. But yeah, after we set our camp, hopefully we'll push for the summit of Scafell Pike at around 5 AM so we can catch sunrise at the top.
Here we have.
You can't actually see the white.
These are the wild Galapagos of Galapagos Islands. They may resemble that of a sheep, but to us shepherds, these are mere slaves to our labour.
The path we've just taken up, and
it is officially midnight.
wow. Oh wow, yeah, that's the moon. We need to summit this little mountain here, and then
Oh. You good? Anything with the phone?
pimp down, pimp in distress. We need to summit this mountain, go down it, and then summit Lingmell.
Fuck off,
Bro. Oh, I can see you. That's about it. Sort of boggy terrain.
Mate, this fucking red torch is fuck all. I need to invest in these torches.
Yeah. We're about half an hour from where we want to camp. It's just past midnight, maybe 20 past midnight. Not too sure. But You can't really tell because you can't see much, but we've been completely enveloped in a cloud. They started rolling in, covered the mountain to the right, and then moved in and covered us and everything to our left. So everything's slightly damp now, but we're just trying to push past that cloud to get above the inversion, and then hopefully camp there. 5 AM, off we set to sit on the top of Scafell Pike. You can see the cloud sort of that we're in now. This is the big torch, 5,000 lumens. We're trying to look for a campsite now.
Loki just mogs mine, but I look, whoa.
It's like it's spotlighted you.
This is a lot faster, but this is the path.
This is the path where we're currently walking. Yeah. Ideally, we want to be next to a water source, just so you know if we wake up during the night and are thirsty, no water. Okay, this is
water. In that direction we should camp.
right.
Look. There we are. Let's turn. Let's skip these rocks.
Yeah.
Tiny bit more forward.
Let's go and find the water and then find a flat space next to it.
This is so flat now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, if I have the most, bro, look how skinny I look. If I have at least some basic map skills, it should be this flat over there.
Bro, you've got OS maps telling you exactly where you are. You don't even triangulate yourself.
Trust me, dude.
Bro, this is so insane. We have found our source of water. It might not look clean. Well done, Tom.
Shit, Aaron, I have wet everything. Do not step on that. I just sunk a metre and I've wet. Shit.
Good stuff.
How am I going to dry that out?
You gotta just take your trousers off and have wet trousers tomorrow.
I have a spare pair of trousers.
Oh, there you go.
And socks.
But yeah, all of these rocks here are doing a lot of filtering for the water. Obviously we've got chlorine tablets with us, so it's going to be no problem to drink. We've also got the facilities to boil it. But yeah, I'm just going to turn this off this torch so you can see how much of a difference that's made, because I'm absolutely in love with this torch. But yeah, the sort of rule is we're going to camp in that area. Drinking water from here, all of the toilet stuff that needs to happen down there, further downstream, because we're not trying to contaminate this. This is the source of the river that flows all the way down from the side of Scafell Pike to Lingmell. Lingmell is just there, Scafell Pike is there. Right, so we've set up the tent. I'm just gonna widen that a little bit. We've set up the tent. We've got Tom's kit lying around there. That's my kit just over there. Tom's cooking up some food. Tent set up. This is where we've set up. We've got some scree and rocks all around us, but we do have some thick air mattresses, so we should be alright. We're not expecting any wind pretty much tonight or this morning. It will start to pick up sort of around 7 AM, 8 AM. So we've not put the guys out, but we should be all good. Just look around where we are. This is absolutely extraordinary. So we're going to fill up some bottles at the river down there, use some chlorine tablets, get the water filtered, get ready for tomorrow when we push to summit the Scafell Pike. So we've got over there in the distance a couple of people coming down the mountain. Tom's just finishing up his food and we're ready to get into the tent. Speaking of, this is the tent setup. So I've got my Ayacucho roll mat, it's got an RF value of 4, and then my Ayacucho 3 Seasons sleeping bag and my pillow with some other essentials down the side. I will be sleeping fully clothed because I didn't want to carry around a 4 Seasons sleeping bag. I've not had my gloves on for about 5 minutes. and my hands are already starting to freeze up. It is absolutely freezing. I reckon we'll have frost in the morning. But yeah, Tom's basically turned purple already. So yeah, we'll wake up at 5 AM and push towards the summit. Good morning. This is just before 5 AM. Me and Tom are both packed. We're looking to just take down the tent now and get pushing towards the summit, which is right behind us. It's such a shame you can't see the view. I'm going to include a picture from my phone, or a video from my phone, because it just looks absolutely insane outside. We have officially made it, okay, onto the completely wrong path, but a path that leads to the summit of Scafell Pike. We should be due there in sort of less than an hour sort of time. This is a terrain we're dealing with, so as you can see, quite jaggedy. It is absolutely freezing out here, so if we do stop, we're going to have to equip some layers rather rapidly. If not, your sweat will freeze up and you could go hypothermic. This is the summit of Scafell Pike. It's 6:20 in the morning. We finally made it up. Not sure if you can see, but the sun is starting to rise just at the crack of dawn. We've made it to the top. We plan to stay here, watch the sunrise, and then make our way to Bottomere. There's Tom. Hello. We've summited Scafell Pike this morning. We've got beautiful glow from the background of the sunrise on there. It's absolutely fantastic. Look at this fantastic scenery around here. It's unfathomable. Just the grand scale. I'd really like to see this up close. Just all of this area is absolutely beautiful. It is very, very cold. About 5 degrees plus 20 mile an hour, 30 mile an hour wind chill. We have taken layers off in preparation. So Tom's got a base layer, right?
Oh yeah,
T-shirt, mid layer, 2 mid layers, down jacket, and a hard shell. I've got a like a mid layer and this, and another mid layer. But yeah, we're going to be descending towards Bottomere very shortly.
That way,
yeah. Bottomere is in somewhere in that direction. The version is.
wrong one.
We have now set off on our journey towards a little tarn somewhere in that area to have a little swim, have some lunch, and then continue to Bottomere. The landscape. It's insane to see, but I'm standing inside of a cloud that is rolling over a valley that's sort of been just cut through. Right there. It's not as windy anymore, not as cold. We are getting warmer from moving around. But the terrain is absolutely gnarly. One trip and it's over. So we have to be really careful with our footing and placement. But yeah, this is just wicked scenery. Sunrise is still going. We're currently descending the side of the mountain. It's incredibly steep. You have to sort of slide downwards to do it, and I've just noticed this. Some of the rocks here are a little bit darker. Look at that. There is a river trickling down the whole side of this mountain. That's absolutely insane. Just shows how nature can do absolutely anything. However, that is looking rather skeptical and dangerous. So yeah, when you're descending such a steep face like this, it's always important to have a handhold or someone you can just grab nearby, in case your foothold falls loose, like that one was about to. But yeah, it's really freaking me out because I can hear the water, but it's not always visible like that. That's really loud. Oh, we've got laminar flow over there. That's actually really, really cool. Laminar flow is when the water just exerts one sort of look. I don't really know what it is. Look at that. Very cool. More dripping. He's running away. We've come across some natural water that's connected to this river, and as it passes through these rocks and through grass and through other things like that, the water gets purified. Now obviously we're not high up enough in somewhere like Scotland where maybe you're at 1,300 meters, 1,000 meters, where the water is basically pure. I'm still going to add a chlorine tablet to this when it's done filling up. Look at that view. Absolutely insane. We are inside of a cloud, and that's what we've just come down. So keep you updated if Tom falls and dies. Hopefully not. I have cut myself a little bit. Small wound has occurred, but right here we do have what's called sphagnum moss, and this moss has a natural antiseptic property, which means if you did cut yourself and didn't have antiseptic wipes like I do, you could absolutely rinse that out over your wound, as long as it's not like deep or anything, and it would prevent bacteria from growing in there, hopefully stopping an infection. When I was in Scotland, we used it as well, I didn't have a roll mat, so I slept on it, but we did use it to clean dishes and things like that and wash hands if we didn't have like a water source nearby. So it's always good to know things about your surroundings. Look, there's more of it there. Super abundant, and is actually one of the most dense carriers of water, aside from like a river or a lake. Apologies. That you can find in a naturally occurring environment. I meant to sit down.
Oh look, there is lake. Wow, that is some cold air.
Temperature of the air has just dropped by about 2 or 3 degrees. Instantly you can feel that sort of threshold where the hot air sits a bit higher and the cold air sits a bit lower. Reason for that is the temperature around water, and that does have to do with many things like pressure and the moon. However, in small cases like this, water has a high specific heat capacity, which essentially means it takes a lot of energy, a lot of heat, to change the temperature of water by 1 degree. So water will remain at a relatively constant temperature and absorb the heat from its surroundings, which is why it cools down so much. Now, while wild camping is illegal in the Lake District, it is tolerated, and it's reasons like this that we can't share this absolutely fantastic environment with everyone, because some people just don't respect it. And it's not good enough. You should always clean up after yourself. Now this area here, which is sort of similar to what we just come down, immediately what sort of stands out to me is the ability for a massive boulder to just come flying down and knock you out. So that's why it's important to always, as we cross, to be as quick as we can, because in areas like Mont Blanc, where you have to cross a similar sort of ice slope, an ice boulder could come in and hit you, knock you down as well as your whole team. We've got some more sphagnum moss down there. Look at that view. We have arrived at the lake, behold, and we've begun some cooking. On the menu for lunch today is pork, sausage and beans, and an all-day breakfast. Yeah, I mean, extremely appetizing. We've realised that we've got loads to go and another 1,000 metres in elevation to gain, which we're not really up, to be honest. So we might change the campsite. We were going to go to Buttermere. Maybe that'll change. We might be around Buttermere. Sleep on a nearby mountain. But yeah. We've decided we're going to make our way up to the top of this mountain. And just behind it there's a really nice flat spot. That's Tom on the radio. But what we've had to do is climb up this river to avoid going around the base of the mountain. So what to do in this sort of scenario, you can see it's very steep over here, and sphagnum moss grows quite close to the water. That's that there. It can be many different colours. It can be red, green or white. I always notice my foot placement. Just gonna kick it in there till it feels sturdy, right? Once it's in there, you can put your weight on it. Behold. Not for very long, because it is 90% water or some crazy statistic like that, but it's a way you can get around. After a small stop where we had our lunch, more food, we're pushing up to the summit of this mountain here, hopefully to find a camping site. It's just past 3, and in theory it should take us around an hour of constant walking to get up to the top, just because we've gained about 500 meters already. We've still got about 300 to go, 400 meters to go in vertical elevation. So yeah, the actual route itself is 0.75 kilometers, which is not long at all, but given that we're climbing so much, it's not ideal. Either way, the sun's already started to set, which I think is incredible. You can tell it's coming over to winter. I can't wait to sort of explore these lands as they freeze up. We'll see you at the campsite then. This is my friend Cornelius. He's gonna help us get to the top of the mountain.
I know you got scared for a second there.
I did shit myself. We have potentially found our camping spot with a good view of the lake, and quite a fair distance from any pathways or anything like that. I think the pathway is about 50 meters that way, but we're tucked away behind a little valley, so it's all good. Let's go and see how we're going to pitch the tent. It's meant to be a clear night tonight, as you can see by the sky, not many clouds. However, there are some clouds that we will be sleeping above. So in theory, when we see the sun set and the sun rise, we'll have an epic cloud inversion with a really starry night, which is going to be really cool. Are we sleeping there? Thank goodness. This is about the 4th or 5th camping spot we found. Either they've been too secluded, too remote, too far away, over there, or just not good enough. But yeah, looks like this could be it. So this is where the official campsite's going to be. Wicked. We've got to wait till sundown before we set up any tents, but we're just going to sit down, cook some food and settle into the environment. Look at that. Luscious. Also the sun's radiating like immediately onto your skin. You can feel the heat.
Disappear, but who cares?
Yeah, I know. That was our second and final night here in the Lake District. We are now walking back down towards the car park, where we can jump in the car, maybe get something warm to eat and then head home. So yeah, we've got a long way to go, but terrain's not too difficult. There's sort of steps everywhere, and we're only looking at about an hour and a half, 2 hours walk, so not too bad. The scenery is absolutely lovely this morning. When we get a bit further round the path, I'll show you the the cloud inversion because it's absolutely covered that entire Lake District and it looks insane. This is right above the cloud inversion now. You can see how it sort of blankets the whole area that we slept over. It's absolutely beautiful, and you can see how the glaciers have sort of just come down here and carved this massive valley back when everything was covered in ice. We're almost at the car now. We've reached the bottom of the mountain. Now we need to cross over that river over there. We might end up getting some wet feet. So this is where it all started. That's the car park right there, and this is the pathway we took up that mountain. And you might not recognise it because we did come here in the dark. I didn't recognise it either. But right next to that tree on that gravel path is where we stopped to first check the map. So we've done a full circle. We're getting back to the car now, and then we'll be off to have a nice hot meal at the inn, and then begin the drive home.
We do these things not because they're easy, but because they're hard. JF Kidney. Kidney? Kidney.
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 Kidney. Kidney stones.
Kidney.
Kennedy.
Kennedy. Yeah. That's quite bad.
Yeah.
Are you still recording?
Yeah.
I've watched it.